This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Rule. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the journey to becoming a licensed gaming operator in the country was a challenge on many fronts for some applicants. And despite being granted provisional licenses, these licensees will still have to go through a series of regulatory requirements before receiving a full gaming license. Tonight, a local gaming executive is speaking out about a major hurdle facing gaming operators at this time. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
The gaming industry has been crafted by the government, and according to gaming executive Raymond R.H. Comer, there are three major areas of concern.
Responsible gaming, with respect to money laundering and the like, which the gaming board is very firm about, and also our corporate responsibility.
Comer says a serious challenge that gaming operators have faced is being turned away by many financial institutions. He contends that the time has come to consider a new financial order.
We've had three banks actually, that have closed accounts for us. We're very fortunate that the Bank of the Bahamas has stepped up and taken the chance to provide services. It's entirely up to the banks. There's basically nothing that we can do about it, other than to open our own bank. I know we have the means between the operators, that is, not me myself, between the approved operators. I know they have the means and the resources to do so.
Then there's a social responsibility. For some time now, number houses have come under fire, accused of destroying families and contributing to the social decay of society. Comer says Chances Games is not taking these issues lightly.
We are partnering with the Allen Institute, Dr. David Allen. He's expanded into gambling addiction now, and we're partnering with him to treat any at-risk any addicts that we may encounter. Gambling is a pastime to me, and when it's not treated as such, then that person needs help.
As outlined in the new gaming regulations, gaming houses must play an integral role in their communities. Comer says his organization is prepared to do just that.
We're very concerned about the way our young men are going. And those are the projects that we would like to contribute most to. Things like Reach Out Ministries, Bahamas, the Defense Force Rangers we've contributed to. Cultural stuff, we've contributed to several Junkanoo groups, and we've also given scholarships. We award them on the basis of need rather than of academic performance.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the Coalition for Concerned Citizens calling on residents to oppose the request by the Grand Bahama Power Company for an increase in the cost of electricity. Members say the economy cannot sustain a price hike at this time. As the Grand Bahama Power Company prepares its request for an increase in rates this coming January, convener of the Coalition for Concerned Citizens, Eddie Victor, says such a request will not be presented without a fight. He says businesses are closing, massive job losses, and the downturn in Grand Bahama's economy has a lot to do with the high cost of electricity. And despite oil prices being at a record low, we have yet to see this reflection in power bills.
It is our belief that the Grand Bahama Port Authority is earnestly seeking to lower the cost of electricity on this island. In light of the state of Grand Bahama economy, we are very confident that the Regulatory Committee will not approve any increase in the electricity rates for January 2016. And we call on all citizens to voice their concerns and their opinions when it comes to this question of increase of rates.
Member of the Coalition and Trade Union Congress, Member Kirkland Russell, says the time has come for action.
We are calling for a 25% reduction in power. That is Grand Bahama. I want to tell you that that is not a far-fetched request. Our consultants have demonstrated to the Grand Bahama Port Authority ways and means and mechanism to do it. We call upon the Grand Bahama Port Authority Regulatory Board to stand.
Coalition members Darren Brooks and Rudy Stubbs say the high cost of electricity must be taken seriously by Grand Bahamians.
The cost of electricity is one thing, but the increasing cost of electricity, that's something else. You can't predict that. So what do? Do you scale back and fire Bahamians, make the jobs redundant? Or do you just close your business altogether?
This is the time for you now to be concerned, take action, make your voices to be heard, because somebody's listening, you know. Trust me when I say that. Somebody's listening.
Well, a special town meeting is planned for November 3rd at the Grand Bahama Taxi Union Hall at 7 p.m. Meantime, GB Power officials have declined to comment on these charges. In other news, the Grand Bahama Port Authority placing greater emphasis on the development of small business enterprises. This weekend, the port will host its final business seminar for the year, and several local associations and businesses are playing a key role in the two-day event. Leading the way are officials of the Downtown Turnaround Project. President Harvey-Ann Newbold is appealing to residents to attend the training and to invest in Grand Bahama. A special incentive, she says, is being offered.
The Downtown Freeport Business Association is just so pleased to be a part of this event. We're also pleased that the Grand Bahama Port Authority, through the Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau, has decided to extend and reinstate the one-year license fee waiver to all small new businesses coming into the downtown area. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. That means you entrepreneurs out there who are excited about opening a business, you can do it now in the downtown area in particular and get this opportunity. Take advantage of this concession. It's only going to last until January 2016.
Now, representatives from the Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union and the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce are also joining in this major training initiative.
Thrilled and pleased to have been invited to participate in this initiative by the Grand Bahama Port Authority. It's always good to see other companies embracing our own philosophy of people helping people, and this initiative is definitely people helping people, providing information, and that is so empowering.
So I do encourage the business community to come out and participate in the training programs and the franchise show. It will be an awesome experience, and we as a community have to become buoyant again and bring Grand Bahama and the magic back to Freeport.
Meantime, the Grand Bahama Port Authority is also doing its part to help with the restoration process in the southern and central Bahamas. This morning, port executives presented a check to officials of NEMA. Joan Davis-Roll has this report.
It is a gift they hope will keep on giving, one that officials say could not have come at a better time, providing hope for the hurricane-devastated areas of the Bahamas. The check presentation at the Ministry of Grand Bahama by the Grand Bahama Port Authority to the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, in keeping with the port's overall mandate. Vice Chairman of the GBPA, Sarah St. George, and Port President Ian Roll.
On behalf of the GBPA shareholders and executives, I'd like to acknowledge the wonderful contributions made by our volunteers to help our brothers and sisters in the Southern Islands that suffered such a terrible blow. And I know NEMA is doing an amazing job of coming to grips with the fact that we are an archipelago, and these efforts have to reach every single one of those people.
We're here today, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, to lend our assistance, although not as large as we would want it to be, but we are doing our part and hope that everybody else will also participate in this effort.
Accepting the donation on behalf of NEMA was Senior Island Administrator Charles King.
I'm really overwhelmed by the support that you have given, and I'm also overwhelmed by the support that we are receiving from the Grand Bahama community. I assure you that this money and these supplies that you have donated will be properly utilized. The goods will be properly distributed.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Dowell, says the country, especially corporate Bahamas, has been challenged by the Prime Minister to help those hurricane victims in dire straits.
Many of our industrials have also joined hand. And in the House of Assembly yesterday, the Prime Minister clearly outlined that there are a few individuals that were named who will be leading the fundraising charge to ensure that the ongoing support continues for those affected by the storm. In Grand Bahama, we look forward for our private sector partners to continue to join with us, the committee as well as NEMA, to assist us to ensure that those individuals affected benefit.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Switching gears now, the Roll family of South Bahama are making an appeal for the safe return of their loved one, 76-year-old Rupert Roll. The elderly man has been missing since Saturday. Kimberly Mullings spoke to his family members today.
Missing since Saturday, the children of 76-year-old Rupert Roll are concerned about their father's whereabouts. Roll suffers from dementia as well as diabetes. His daughter Antoinette Roll says time is not on their side, given their father's medical state.
We don't think that he is aware of his environment, else he would have found his way home. We believe that he is very confused at this point in time, and also the fact that he is a diabetic. We are very concerned because if he is not taking in enough carbohydrates, enough sugar in his diet, or even if he is dehydrated, that could not be a good picture for him.
Antoinette says she finds it hard to rest, and it's definitely not a good feeling.
You think about him 24/7. You cannot concentrate. And it's worse at night because you sleeping and you're in your bed and you're comfortable. Whereas my dad, we don't know where he is.
Rupert Roll is known to be an avid walker in the South Bahama area, having lived there for over 20 years and along the Mall Drive. His son Elvis Roll says he's close to his father, and this is a hard time for him.
They always come down, meet me and him talk basically almost every different day, you know, and I do a lot of stuff for him. I take him to the food store and stuff like that, you know, when he need assistance and stuff like that. It's very hard, not knowing where he's at right now. We're looking for him so long, and it was very difficult.
He's thankful for the outpouring of love and support from the community during this difficult time for their family.
A lot of people from Grand Key was calling his family and stuff, and a lot of my friends and from Grand Key was calling from over here, the church members. You know, even Urban Renewal, they did a good job. They came with us yesterday, you know, and they walk around with us for a while, helping us out too.
If Rupert Roll is out there listening, his daughter Anashka Roll wants him to hear one thing.
We love you, and we are really, really concerned about you and where you are. We are not settled in our hearts that you're okay, and we really want to see you home as soon as possible.
Anashka says in addition to hope, faith has kept the Roll family going.
We've been praying and believing that God, we know that God knows that where he is, his whereabouts, and we believe that he's keeping him safe, and he's going to direct us to where he is, and then we're going to find him.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Now, members of the public who might have seen an elderly man fitting the description of Rupert Roll are asked to refrain from approaching him due to his medical illness and contact the police immediately. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.